So cephalosporin is the second major class of beta-lactam antibiotics. It's broad spectrum antibiotic and it is penicillinase resistant antibiotic. It is resistant to your beta-lactamase and penicillinase enzymes which inactivate the drug. Okay, so this is the second class of beta-lactam. So they contain beta-lactam. They was isolated from cultures of Cephalosporium acronym by Italian scientist Giuseppe Brotuzzo in 1945. So let's go for the generation of Cephalosporin. So if you see, it is said as first generation, second generation, third generation and fourth generation. On what basis are these generations classified? So let's go for the first generation. Let's go for the first generation. The first generation activity is completely lower than the penicillins but possess broad spectrum activity, rated activity against gram positive organisms than they are gram negative. So they are more active against gram positive rather than gram negative and lesser compared to that of your penicillins. Okay. Now let's go for the second generation. They have got increased activity against gram negative organisms. They got increased activity against gram negative bacteria, but some have concurrent reduction in gram positive activity. Okay, but there will be slight reduction in gram positive. Many can cross the blood-brain barrier. So increased gram negative, slight reduction in your gram positive active, and they cross blood-brain barrier. So this is the second generation cephalosporin. Now what is the third generation cephalosporin? They have even got better gram negative activity against gram negative bacteria, and some compounds have same problem of decreased gram positive activity as in case of previous generation. They are associated with improved beta lactamase resistance. They are resistant to your beta lactamase enzyme. Okay, and this also can pass the blood brain barrier. So the gram negative activity increases as the generation goes on, and in the third generation they are also have improved resistance against beta lactamase. Now come the fourth. They have got better gram negative activity, beta lactamase resistance, and many can cross the blood brain, and gram positive activity similar to that of your first generation, means they are active against gram positive, gram negative. They have got beta lactamase resistance. They can cross the blood brain barrier, and also they have got a better activity against gram negative. So as the classes increases, as the generation increases, their activity also improves. This is how their activity is generation is classified according to their activity and their sensitivity towards your beta lactamase enzymes and their penetration across the blood brain barrier. So these are the four classifications, generations of your cephalosporins. Okay, now the classification of your cephalosporin: first generation, second generation, third and fourth, and the new come is fifth. It has got a better activity compared to that of your fourth. Okay, so first generation active against gram positive but lesser to your gram negative. Examples: parenteral. See, parenteral, oral, and orally and parenteral both can be given. Very important. Why? Because of your oral stability. So depending upon your oral stability, they can be either given orally as well as parenteral. But if it is not orally stable, then it has to be only given parenteral. So examples of parenteral: cephalothin, cephaloridin, and cefoxolin. That is parenteral. Now go for your oral: cephalaxin, cefadroxil. Okay, oral, and oral and parenteral: cephradine. Okay, these are the first generation cephalosporins. Now let's go for your second generation parenteral: cefamycin, cefoxitin, cefotidine, and cefinitrazole. These are parenteral. Your oral: cefaclor and cefprozil. So these are the example of second generation. Third generations are: parenteral is cefotoxam, ceftazidime, ceftriaxone, and oral is cefixime, cefdinir, and ceftibutane. So these are the examples of your third generation. And the fourth generation are cefipan and cefiprom. And the fifth is ceftobiprole. So these are the latest drug. This is the latest, fifth generation. If you see, most of the drugs are given parenteral. Very few are given oral because of your oral stability, that is. So this is the classification of cephalosporin according to their generation, that is activity against gram-positive and gram-negative. Their sensitivity towards the beta-lactamase enzyme and the penetration to blood-brain barrier. Now let's go for the structural activity relations. As we have said earlier, it contains a beta-lactam ring. That is very much important. It is attached to a dihydrothiazide. Why? Because at the second position there are two hydrogens. That's why it is called dihydrothiazine. Thiazine means 6-membered ring containing sulfur and nitrogen at 1,3 position. Substitution at the second and at the fourth position, it contains a carboxylic acid group also. Okay, and it contains an amino acyl group. Side chain is also present. Okay, so let us see. This is the overall structure. Now, according to the position, let us see. As I explained earlier when I was teaching penicillin, the configuration between your two carbons, okay, which forms a beta-lactam ring, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 and 6. It should always be of cis configuration. Okay, your sulfur can be replaced by your oxygen to form oxacepan, and if it is replaced by your carbon, it forms carbocepan. Still the activity is retained. 6-member thiazine ring is very much necessary. At the third position, it determines the chemical and metabolic instability. Okay, it depends upon it determines the metabolic and instability and its effect on the antibacterial activity also. Carboxylic is useful for your drug formulation and prodrug. Beta-lactam, as you said, it is very important for the ring for your activity. The carbonyl group, the lone pair of electron located on the nitro chain, which is present on the side chain, okay, can atom not fed with carbonyl group to form a stabilized resistant structure, thus more electrophilic for your nucleophilic attack. So if it is only amino group, then that amino group can attack on your carbonyl. So it should be attached to an electron withdrawing group so that it does not attack your carbon of your beta-lactam. 7th position, okay, 7th position, it contains semi-synthetic incorporations. As you have studied in penicillin, it can have different groups attached and it influences the antibacterial effect and the effect of binding of your beta-lactamase. So your resistance across the beta-lactamase and its activity, its absorption and all depends upon the substitution of the acyl group. That determines your activity as well as your ADME property and your resistance across the beta-lactamase enzyme. Okay, so this is the structure. Now let's go for detailed SAR of your cephalosporin. Now 7 amino acyl group substituent. Okay, 7 acyl amino substituent. What are the substituents that can be permitted at the acyl group? Acylation of your amino group generally increases the potency against gram-positive bacteria, but it is accomplished by decreased gram-negative. So if there is a substitution on your R, that is acyl group, that increases your potency against gram-positive, whereas it decreases the gram-negative initial classes of drug. High antibacterial activity was observed only when new acyl groups were derived from carbocyclic acids for the gram-positive bacteria. So if there was carbocyclic groups which are attached, then it showed activity against gram-positive bacteria. Substitution of the aromatic ring increases the lipophilicity, provides higher gram-positive activity and generally lower. So if there are substituted aromatic ring, they have got higher gram-positive activity and lower gram-negative. So aromatic ring, if it is attached, then it has got higher gram-positive activity. Now the phenyl ring. The phenyl ring in the side chain can be replaced by an heterocycline. So when it was a phenyl group, it had got higher activity against gram-positive bacteria. Now the phenyl group, if it is replaced by a heterocyclic, which will improve the spectrum of activity. The spectrum of activity increases, means it will enhance the activity against gram-negative as well as gram-positive. It also influences the pharmacokinetic property. This includes compounds like substituents like thiophene, tetrazole, furan, pyridine, and aminothiazole. So which all groups can be present on the, instead of your aromatic ring? It can be a pyridine, it can be a thiophene, it can be a tetrazole, it can be a furan, or it can be an aminothiazole. So these are the substitutions which are permissible instead of your aromatic ring. Now let us go for the C3 carbon. Now the C3 carbon also plays an important role in the pharmacokinetic and pharmacological property as well as the antibacterial. So your ADME property, your penetration, your distribution, absorption depends upon the substitution at the third position. Okay. Modification of C3 position has made to reduce the degradation, okay, and of the syphilis. So this plays an important role in prevention of your degradation, lactone formation of your compound. Okay. Now pyridine and imidazole replaced the acetoxy. Basically, the third position contains an acetoxy group. So if these acetoxy groups are replaced by pyridine and imidazole ring, okay, then the activity against Pseudomonas aeruginosa are increased. Displacement of your acetoxy group by an azide yields derivative with a relatively low gram-negative activity. So if your acetoxy groups, basically your third position contains an acetoxy group. Basically your third position contains an acetoxy group. If this acetoxy group was replaced by an azido group, that is CONH3, N3, then this compound were relative of low gram-negative activity. Now, displacement of aromatic thiol of 3-acetoxy group results in enhancement. Displacement with means if you replace your acetoxy group with an thiol aromatic, that is SH phenyl group. Okay, if your acetoxy group is replaced by an S phenyl group, then it enhances the activity against gram-positive bacteria as well as it increases your pharmacokinetic properties. Remember all the substitutions, aminothiol. So whenever we will be drawing the structures, you have to relate it to them. Replacement of your acetoxy group at C3 position by methyl chloro results in orally active compound. So if you replace your acetoxy with methyl or a chloro group, it increases the oral activity of the compound. Oxidation. So now your thiazolidine ring contains an sulfur. So if sulfur is converted into sulfoxide or a sulfone, that is SO or SO2, it greatly diminishes or destroys the antibody. So if you are converting into SO or SO2, if you oxidize your sulfur to sulfone or sulfoxide, your activity is completely lost. The next thing what we said was a replacement of your sulfur with oxygen, that is oxazepam, with increased antibody because of the enhanced acylation. So if you replace your sulfur with your oxygen, your activity is increased. Similarly, if you replace your sulfur with CH2, okay, with your methylene group, your chemical stability will increase and it has got higher, longer half-life. So replacement of your sulfur with oxygen and carbon, that is methylene group, increases activity as well as duration of action. Half-life is increased. The carboxylic group, remember there is a carboxylic group at the fourth position, has been converted to ester product to increase the viability of cephalosporin. So if you convert it into an ester, it becomes a prodrug and it increases the viability. Viability means its penetration and all will be increased. Okay, and it can be given orally. Example, cefuroxime acetal and cefodoxime proxetil. So these drugs can be then given orally because it increases the viability as well as your stability of the drug. The olefinic linkage between the C3, the double bond between the C3 and C4. Look at the structure. The double bond between C3 and C4 is very much essential for your activity. Okay. Isomerism or double bond between 2 to 3. If you shift the double bond between 2 to 3, there is a loss in antibacterial activity. So if you try to change the position of double bond from 2 to 3, from 3 to 4 to 2 to 3, there is a loss in activity. There is a complete loss in antibacterial activity. Now let's go for the structure. So you have to see. So if you see the structure, so there is a 6-membered sulfur containing ring with a nitrogen at the 3rd position. So numbering is 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 is nitrogen, 6, 7 is your amino group, and it attached to acyl group, 8 is your carbonyl group. So let us see. R1 is what? Your acyl group. R1 is your acyl group, and R2 is your third substitution at the 3rd position of your ring, thiazolidine ring, and R3 is your substitution on your carboxylic group at your 4th position. So these are the various substitutions that can be done. Now according to the 1st, 2nd, 3rd generation. So what did we say? Mostly there will be an aromatic ring in the first generation of cephalosporin. Because of this, they have got higher activity against gram-positive bacteria and lesser gram-negative. So first class of drug, if you see, it is cephalexin. So cephalexin contains what? It contains an alpha amino group and a methyl group at the 3rd position and a carboxylic acid. It's the first generation. So if you see, this drug is similar to that of your ampicillin. This drug is similar to that of your ampicillin. Okay. That is your drug. That is your cephalexin. The drug is similar to that of your ampicillin. The next is cephradine. If you see the cephradine, it contains a isolated double bond. Your aromatic system is replaced by an isolated double bond, cyclic isolated double bond. Okay, rest all things are same. Okay, so rest all things are same. Next is cefadroxil. Now cefadroxil, 3rd position methyl, everything, and the drug is similar to that of your amoxicillin. Your cefadroxil is similar to that of your amoxicillin. Okay, it contains an OH group at the 4th position, that at the para position of your phenyl. Okay, next is cephroxidine. So it contains, only difference is it contains a O-methoxy. It contains your, instead of your methyl, it contains a methoxy. So these are the first generation drugs. Now let's go for the 2nd generation drug. Okay, 2nd generation drug. Here cefaclor. What does this cefaclor contains? It is similar to your cefadroxil. Only thing is there, your methyl is replaced by your chloro. Your methyl is replaced by your chloro. Okay, that is your cefaclor. Now next is your cefuroxime. So now here comes the first change. Your heterocyclic compounds, your aromatic compounds are replaced by an heteroaromatic compound. Here you got a furan, which is connected to an oxime. Okay, which is connected with oxime. Okay, methyl oxime. Oxime is nothing but N C double bond NOH, and in this OH, H is replaced by methyl group. That is your furan ring, which is connected to an carbon oxime ring, methyl oxime. And it is an amide, acetox-amide group, and it is an ester. So it is an ester. So it can be ester or a free acid. Both the things can be. So it contains an amide. Okay, carbamide group. Next is your cefpodoxime proxetine. Cefpodoxime proxetine. So what is the difference over here? It contains an aminothiazole. Your side chain is what? Aromatic ring is replaced by an aminothiazole. It is replaced by an aminothiazole with an methoxyoxime. With an methoxyoxime. Okay, so this is your, and your third position contains an ether linkage, CH2 methyl ether linkage, and it contains an proxetyl ester. That is proxetyl ester, CH2O C double bond O CH3. It contains an ester group attached to it. It's a third generation. Your third generation contains aminothiazole group. Cefixime. So what is this cefixime? It is also an aminothiazole with an oxime, but in this case it is an acetoxy. Okay, acetoxy side chain which is attached. Okay, your oxime is connected to CH2COA, that is acetic acid. No, it is an double bond. So it is an double bond acetoxy. Okay, H and H. Now next is your ceftibutene. So it is an butene oxide. It is a butene carboxylic acid which is attached to the second position of your aminothiazole, H and H. In case of cefixime, there is an vinyl group, that is CH2 group which is present. Okay, that is an vinyl. These are some of the examples of your, so most of the time it will contain an oxime and vinylic group, and H, you are basically an H. Cefpodoxime, it contains methyl oxime and it contains an acetoxy group. It contains an acetoxy groups attached to it. So these are the examples of third generation. Now let us see the entire structure. So your cephalaxin first generation, methyl COH and your amino group. Cephalothane contains an acetoxy group and a thiophene group. Cephalodrine contains an pyridine with a carboxylic acid group. This increases your pharmacokinetic acid, and cephaloglycine. Okay, so these are some of the examples of your first generation. Now let's go for the second generation, cefamandole. So it contains an tetrazole, sulfur containing tetrazole, and the side chain contains your OH. Cefaclor contains chloro and aminothiazole. Cefuroxime contains an oxime. Instead of your amino group, there is an oxime, and your aromatic ring is replaced by your furan ring. So this is cefuroxime. So these are some of the examples of your third generation. General formula is this: cefodoxime, ceftriaxone, cefixime, and cefpodoxime. These are the examples of your third generation cephalospore. This is the example of cefepime. It is an example. It is an quaternary ammonium pyrrolidine methylated pyrrolidine, quaternary ammonium side. It contains an aminothiazole with the oxime, methyl oxime groups at the left hand side, and an quaternary ammonium, cyclic ammonium salt, that is your N-methylated pyrrolidine. N-methylated pyrrolidine group. Okay, so these are the examples of your cephalosporins. Now, therapeutic uses: it is used alternative to the penicillin in allergic patients, upper respiratory tract infection, otitis media, cefaclor, cefixime, cefuroxime, and cefprozil. Septicemia caused by gram-negative bacteria, Pseudomonas and cephalosporin. Example: ceftazidime. And urinary tract infection, it can be used in urinary tract infection also, that is cefuroxime and cefixime. So this can be used in urinary tract infection. Most common side effects associated with cephalosporins are diarrhea, nausea, abdominal pain, vomiting, headache, giddiness, dizziness, skin rashes, fever, abdominal, liver test, and vaginite. Individuals with hypersensitivity to penicillin may also have hypersensitivity to your syphilis. Like most of them might also cause mild to severe pseudomembranous colitis, that is inflammation of your intestine. So these are about cephalosporin. Next is your carbapenems. So what is carbapenems? As I said earlier, your beta-lactam ring is associated with a 5-membered ring with an unsaturation where your sulfur is replaced by your carbon, and it has got a sulfur side chain attached to it. It has got a sulfur side chain attached to it with a carboxylic acid group. Okay, so naturally it is derived from Streptomyces cattleya. This structure renders it highly resistant to beta-lactamase because of the hindrance, because of the bulkiness which is associated at the second position. It is highly resistant to beta-lactamase. Example is imipamine, broad spectrum against aerobic and anaerobic gram positive as well as gram negative by hydrolyzed in the mammalian kidney by dihydropeptidases enzyme, and so it is always given as it can also be given as dehydropeptidases inhibitor, that is cilastatin. Okay, active against Pseudomonas aeruginosa and the Enterococcus species. Other examples are meropenem and dorapenem. These are the other examples of your, this is imipamine and meropenem. These are the two classes. So if you see in these two classes, the sulfur is replaced by your carbon. There is a double bond between your second and the third carbon. Okay, there is a carboxylic acid at the third position, and there is an sulfur containing side chain. There is an sulfur containing side chain at the second position. At the sixth position, there is an alcoholic group. It contains an alcoholic group. It contains an secondary alcohol. This contains an secondary alcohol group. So these are the basic structure. If you see, rest all things are same. Only the substitution at the sulfur changes. It is an imino-diamine derivative in case of imipamine. It is an imine, that is C double bond NH, and an amino group. That's why it's called imino-diamine derivative with a ethyl linker to the between the sulfur and the nitrogen. Okay, so this is imipamine. In case of meropenem, sulfur is attached to the pyrrolidine ring. That is a 5-membered saturated ring containing nitrogen, which has got a amide, N-dimethyl amide group attached at the second position. That is meropenem. And the other difference is presence of a methyl at the first position. So these are the structure of meropenem and imipamine. These are the structure of meropenem and imipamine. The last class of drugs of your beta-lactam series is monobactam. What are these monobactams? They only contain the single beta-lactam, substituted single beta-lactam ring, which contains sulfonyl group attached to your amine, nitrogen, which contains an sulfur, which contains an sulfonyl group, okay, acid group attached to the nitrogen of your beta-lactam ring. Okay, they do not contain any fused, but they have got mechanism of action similar to that of your beta-lactams. Example, azithromycin. If you see the structure, it gets methyl, beta-lactam ring, first position methyl, second position nitrogen attached to your sulfonyl group, carbonyl group NH. Now your N is an amino group is attached by an acyl which contains an aminothiazole and an oxime which contains an oxime, that is 1, 2, 3, 2, 2 dimethyl 2 dimethyl propionic acid oxime, 2 dimethyl propionic acid diam. Okay, oxide. So this is the structure of your azithromycin. Okay, so these are the classes of your beta-lactam antibiotics. So if these all things are, if a question comes, write a short note on beta-lactam antibiotics, then you have to write penicillins, cephalosporins, monobactams, as well as carbapenems. Okay, these all drugs have to be included in your structure, in your answer.